Penguin Random House Audio presents Miracle in Seville by James A. Michener. Read for you by Kris Koscheski. For two good reasons, I did not cable New York a true account of what transpired during that spring feria in Seville 20 years ago. First of all, I could not decide if I had seen what I thought I saw. Did it really happen? Or was it the product of a mind made overactive by the feverish festivities of Holy Week? Since I kept my writing headquarters in the gracious Alfonso XIII Hotel, I was not far from that famous cigarette factory where Carmen, with the rose between her teeth, bewitched the Spanish captain sent to guard her. I could distinctly hear her singing at dusk when I passed her factory, so I might also have witnessed other miracles. Even today, I cannot be sure of what happened during that vital, spiritual, and social 3-week fair the people of Seville call their feria. The second reason for my duplicity was more simple, but devastatingly effective in keeping me silent. If I had reported all of what I had seen to my magazine, my boss would have cabled back, "Lay off that Spanish wine," and the conscientious woman who handled my manuscripts, removing the gaucheries in my prose, would have wired, "Stop your medieval dreaming. Miracles don't happen in the 20th century." I could not afford such ridicule. Now, reflecting calmly 2 decades later, I suspect that what I experienced was some shadowy glimpse of a truth we men do not like to acknowledge: that women possess an arcane power to influence men, making them see visions and influencing them to perform acts they would not normally commit. I'd struggled through a messy divorce and was already contemplating remarrying, so my thoughts were concentrated on the relationships between women and men. Was I translating my own confusion about women into universal truth regarding their potency? Certainly in Seville I witnessed a battle between two powerful women, and to me, they remain as forceful as they were when they involved me in their combat. I worked in those days for a lively magazine called World Sport, which owed its success to a belief that sports-hungry American men would buy a journal that kept them informed about what was happening in the sporting life of countries they'd never seen. One of my more successful stories had been a riveting account of the brave Aborigines on Pentecost Island and the New Hebrides, who climbed to the top of very tall trees, then leaped headfirst down to earth, supported only by vines lashed about their waist and ankles. Make the vines too long, you dashed your brains out. Make them too short, and you dangled in mid-air, an inept fool who would be ridiculed. Make them just right, and you walked away a champion among men. Since I specialized in bizarre stories, it was my good luck to have seen much of the world's playful nonsense, such as the performance of Argentine gauchos working wonders on the pampas with their bolo ropes, which they could twist perfectly around the rear legs of a galloping horse, or the daring fellows who canoed down the Yukon River during the turbulent spring floods. My editor had given me the Seville assignment one morning in March. "Shenstone, we've decided to send you to Spain for a 6-pager on a little-known aspect of bullfighting." When I objected that our magazine had carried numerous takes on that sport, as it operated in Peru, Mexico, Portugal, and of course Spain, the boss rebutted me. "Sure, Hemingway did that series for life on the summer-long duel between Ordóñez and his brother-in-law Dominguín, and Barnaby Conrad has been effective on the story of Manolete. But what we've never had in America is an honest case study of some typical rancher who raises the bulls that fight the matadors, and we think that the roly-poly in this picture from a Spanish magazine might be just the man we want." In the Madrid bullfight magazine he tossed to me, I saw the full-moon face of Don Cayetano Mota, owner of the historic Mota Ranch for fighting bulls. He was, the story explained, 68 years old, 5'5", and looked as round as an English Toby mug in its 3-cornered hat. His thick gray hair was rumpled, just like his suit, and I had the feeling that a man with a build and a face like that ought to be smiling. But he was frowning as if to say, "With me,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?